All right, thank you for watching 15 News at 11 as we take a live look outside from our Capitol Sky Cam, and looks like a lot like it did yesterday. Smoky outside, hazy, it's hot, it's humid. It's just not fun to be outside right now. Let's bring in Chief Meteorologist Charlie Shortino. And Charlie, the smoke is going to go away for a little bit later today, but then it's going to come back.
Yeah, looks like garbage out there.
It does. Garbage is a good adjective.
Yeah, it's not pleasant. The humidity level's rising. We have the smoke to contend with, although I think as we go through the afternoon hours, conditions will be improving. But the alert day goes on, heat and humidity as well as the dense smoke. And even though we will reduce that smoke a bit through the afternoon, we still have poor air quality in place, and at least for part of our viewing area, that's going to be in place through a pretty good chunk of the afternoon. 91, the expected high today, hazy sunshine due to the smoke, light wind out of the west, pretty humid day. There is a chance of a shower or thunderstorm late afternoon, early evening, similar to what we had yesterday. They would be very isolated. Mostly sunny, 89, quite humid, but a little bit of a breeze on Saturday, and very little smoke. So out of the 3 days, this one's going to have by far the least amount of smoke. Saturday night, that's going to fill back in. By Sunday, we are mostly sunny, but it'll be a hazy sunshine, 86 degrees, and we will be back into unhealthy air quality at that point. It's 85, feels like 89. The dew point's up at 70 right now. Some showers and thunderstorms rolled over Door County. They're out over Lake Michigan now. You can see the spots that are reporting the haze. Other than that, we do have some sunshine out there. The wind is pretty light. Through the day, a mix of clouds and sun, probably more sun than clouds, but again, we're going to be dealing with haze at least into the early afternoon, and then a chance of a shower late in the afternoon. Let's take a look at the 10-day outlook. A downward trend in the temperatures until Wednesday. Wednesday's high only 78 degrees. We'll take a closer look at the air quality and the advisories that are in place coming up. Tim?
Charlie, thank you. And some events and businesses are either canceled or closed today because of the air quality from those wildfires currently burning in Minnesota and Canada. Noah's Ark Water Park, for example, is closed for the second day in a row. We have a full list of places and events that have been affected by this wildfire smoke. You can find those events and places right now on our website. Just head to WMTV15news.com.